afternoon, everyone. Welcome to All Hands on Deck. Thank you so much for coming along today. I want to talk to you in light of the reports this week on virus X, apparently. Apparently there's a virus X, and apparently Portland Down can develop a vaccine about this virus X that they allegedly know nothing about. Wonderful skills. Wonderful. Who'd have thunk it? I don't think we're under any... it's no surprise to us, I don't think, is it, that they might well try and throw another virus out there. And the timing will be to disrupt the 2024 elections. Wouldn't shock me, put it that way. Bill Gates talked about releasing something previously and saying, you know, this one will get their attention. So if they are going to do something, it might be something a bit grim, or it might not. There might be huge exaggerations again and huge problems. So what we've done over the last few months at PHA is partner up with an organisation called My Medical Choice, which is absolutely fantastic. And they are working alongside Safe Blood. So if you're in an accident or something nasty happens and God forbid you find yourself in hospital unconscious, they can go into your records. They can see what your wishes are. You can get the relevant jewellery. You can have it on your phone. There's lots of different options and things you can do to protect yourself. So they aren't giving you vaccinated blood. They aren't giving you a jab you don't want. They aren't, you know, if you've got an allergy, they're aware of it. Because I didn't realise this. If you go to a hospital outside of the county of your surgery, sometimes they can't access your records. So this eliminates that problem. Also, an alert is sent out to your emergency contact, a text alert, irrelevant of the time, day or night. And they've also got people on board working with other partners so that if the hospital start giving you, well, your family or your friends hassle, trouble, arguing the toss, they can bring in people to give you some support. So it's absolutely brilliant. And with a code, it's PHAMMC in capitals, you get a 20% discount. And that makes it £20 a year, which is for the protection that you're going to get, the support you're going to get, the insurance policy of it, it's worth doing. So I'm doing it for myself. I'm doing it for all my family. To make sure that everyone is protected as much as they can be protected. I mean, nothing is watertight, is it? Nothing's 100% in life. But I think they're going to throw it at us. I think they're going to have a last go, potentially. And I sure as heck don't want to take any risks with that. I do not want vaccinated blood. I'm sorry, I don't. I don't want to be given a jab that I'm not consenting to, that I'm not aware of. I don't want a procedure that goes against my faith or my beliefs. And those are my choices to make, like they're your choices to make. It's true bodily autonomy. You know, you're really going to be able to say, I want this, I don't want that. And the clearer we make it, the less chance there is of a procedure or treatment taking place that we don't approve of. And like I say, your emergency contact gets a text alert, everything kicks off, everyone's aware, who needs to be aware of what's happened, and they can get to your side and, you know, make sure everything's being followed correctly. So My Medical Choice, we'll drop the link below, and the code is PHAMMC in capitals. You get 20% off. Just go and do it. Just go and do it for the sake of 20 quid and a bit of time, because you've got to fill in the details. But this could literally save your life. So do it. Go and do it today. But I'm also interested, and I'd love to see in the comments what people think of this virus X situation. Is it just a narrative? Are they just trying to put the wind up us? Is there not enough fear out there? People not buying into their whole boiling climate agenda issue. And so they need to try and bring the fear from another angle. Because let's face it, our weather hasn't recently been supporting their arguments. It's a bit nicer today. But it's becoming more and more clear. What I do wonder about, though, is if all of this has been done intentionally so that the narrative wakes up the normies. Because none of it's making sense. If you're a normie at the moment and you're seeing what they're saying and then you're looking at what's going on around you, you're like, no, I'm not seeing this. You know, the immigrants on the boat at Portland or wherever it is, on the barge at Portland, you know, that's really been all over the BBC. That's been all over the mainstream media. And I would suggest that they are trying to now wake people up. I think the good guys have got control of the media. Not maybe full control, but got some control over what's coming out, because it's either that or, again, these people are very, very stupid. Don't know. Maybe they're stupid. I don't believe they are, but maybe that's the case. So, yeah, lots has been going on out there at the moment, and None of it, I'm sure, is escaping everyone's notice in terms of things being peculiar within the network, the freedom network, the freedom movement. I'm noticing a lot of people are tired. Why wouldn't they be? Been working their socks off for 3 years. A lot of people are frustrated now because they're tired. And I get that. I'm knackered. I'm not going to stop, but, you know, it's tiring. There's no getting away from it. And I'm also noticing something that's a slight concern within the normies is there definitely seems to be an increase in frustration, anger, negativity. I'm seeing like people driving is all over the shop. There's a real sense of an increased energy that's negative. So I do wonder, is that these things taking effect? Is it just that it's this raising of consciousness as so many more people are becoming aware and waking up that they're frustrated and angry? Because part of the grieving process, part of going through this is to feel that, you know, anger, is to feel that frustration and stress. So whether that's having a play on it, I don't know. But I'm certainly seeing this happen. So I would say to people, just kind of keep an eye on your friends and family. Something that I'm working on at the moment is with a product that we hope can cross through the blood-brain barrier and deal with the spike protein. Still got a lot of work to do on that, and we're not going to suggest anything until we're 100% on it. But we're trying to get as much work done on it as we can, because if we can get that out there, that's going to make the difference. You know, if you can destroy the spike in there, we don't want to move into prion disease mode any more than we have already. So I'm not being negative about it, because the fact is there's amazing products out there that are having an impact. It's just how impactful and what can we say, what we can't say. And it's making sure we deliver on what we say we're going to deliver on. So that's being worked on at the moment. So there's still loads and loads of good stuff happening, but the temperature is rising. And I think come autumn, things are going to be a bit more chaotic. Things are going to be a little bit more testy. We are all going to have to dig deep and find the patience with each other, because everyone just wants to get on with it. Everyone's tired. Everyone, you know, just want to move forward. And I get that. But with what I've read historically, and I've always been quite a lot into my history, although half of it I now know is nonsense. With history, what we've seen happen before at these moments is there is going to come an increased element of chaos. And what we need to avoid doing is turning on each other. That's absolutely key. Absolutely key. We know there's going to be infiltrators. We've had them at PHA. You can spot them a mile off. You know there's infiltration across the movement. So those guys, it's slightly different, but there's so many wonderful, genuine people involved within this network. And what we need to do is make sure everyone understands we are not the enemy. We are not the enemy. We're all fundamentally trying to move in the same direction. And that's of peace and trust and love, and very much about justice, and making sure we don't have the same thing happen ever again. So, yeah, there's lots of good stuff. I was just looking today. Paul Rand is absolutely going after Fauci. He's called for his arrest, which is really exciting. Again, the American political side of things is far more interesting than anything going on in the UK at the moment. We're starting to see the revelations coming out about the 2020 election and what they're trying to do to Trump now. And all it's doing is, again, I said this before, it's boomeranging back at them, which I knew it would. A number of us knew it would. And you watch, it's going to continue to happen. It's wonderful to watch, actually, because I've been waiting about 5-6 years for this bit. So this is really exciting. And in terms of what we're able to do with the vaccine injured, each day, each week, each month is another step closer to finding the solutions. And there are some out there, don't get me wrong, some of the protocols are fantastic and they'll do something. But we need to try and get them out there across the board. I'm going to be doing something next week, which will be recorded, which all you guys will see the following week, if not next week, which is some would consider confrontational. I personally would consider it to be an investigation. And I'm hopeful that it will result in GPs and others listening. We'll see. Some things you try and they work, some things you try and they don't mean you stop, you keep trying, keep moving forward. So anyway, I wanted to give you that. I'm absolutely buzzing at the moment because all this good stuff is happening. We've got MMC now, which is another solution that we were all looking for to give ourselves that protection of our bodily autonomy. That's now here. Go and check it out. The US is just kicking off with PHA, which is really, really exciting, and needs to happen. So, yeah, that we've had a lot of movement with that this week. So I'm really buzzing after that. And, yeah, we've got a lot of projects and things in the pipeline, some of which I can't mention yet, because obviously we still got work to do, like the treatment I mentioned previously. But it's happening. It's happening. We're getting there. Keep moving forward. Keep creating your support groups. Keep doing things at community level. Start becoming more self-sufficient. You know, don't stop hounding your MP. Don't stop hounding him or her. You know, we've got to keep going. We've got to keep pushing ahead. And the results are coming. We're seeing it happening. It's happening everywhere. More and more people are rising up and stepping into their power and doing what they need to do. But yeah, I am so excited by everything that's going on. I'm absolutely buzzing because I can feel it. I can feel it. The vibes there. You can feel the energy. And whilst I know we've got to, you know, pummel through the dark stuff, the light's shining on the other side of it, and we're just getting that much closer and that much closer. So have a wonderful week. I'm not around next week. I'm off gallivanting, doing certain things, which you'll hear about. But yeah, have a wonderful week. Keep moving, keep going forward, and we'll catch up the week after next. God bless. Lots of love.